Namaste, sir. A very good morning. Today with us, we have Dr. P.V. Sharma. I don't think he needs any introduction to all of us, especially who know DTU. He is founder, Vice-Chancellor of DTU, and currently he's working as a Vice-Chancellor in Amity, Gurugram. He has joined us for a very special reason. There are many set of problems, challenges we are facing in higher education in India. And we all know we really need a great community, a big community of eminent people in Indian education to resolve them. So today with us, we have Dr. P.V. Sharma to address all those problems. So sir, over to you. Here I come with my first question, which always hits me since I was in my childhood. And it's all about critical thinking and knowledge we gathered from our education. I'm just not confined to higher education. I'm also talking about education in whole. Graduates who are passing out from colleges, we all know they are not that potent critical thinkers. So what's your take about it? What's the reason and how we can resolve it?
You are absolutely right. If education remains as one-way delivery in the classroom, where teacher, no matter how learned he is, comes in and delivers his sermon on the mount and expect student to take note of it, the curiosity cannot be created, nor can be created the capabilities of the kind which the industry requires. In order to create curiosity in the students, it's very important for us to inspire them to think and think critically. And this can only be done through a dialogue. Rather than giving them classroom teaching on a set curriculum on the basis of various units of the subject as defined, what the teacher, in my opinion, should do is to give in advance whatever learning material he has for that particular course, right, and then go to the class and create a kind of dialogue whereby he should give a project, he should give a problem and ask them to respond. Everybody will respond in his own way. He could even form groups among the class and allow them to think and find their ways how to go about it. By doing this, they would identify the gaps where they need to learn more, and they would also learn how to use the knowledge which they already possess and the resources which they have. Unfortunately, for a very long time, education in India has remained as a Guru Shish Parampara, whereby the students are treated as your disciples and teachers think that they are the Guru Maharaj and everybody will come and listen to them and go. This is not so. People like me have received education in India during my education up to engineering degree. At that time, teachers were very different. They wanted you to develop critical thinking. They wanted you to understand the value and the worth of knowledge which they were imparting. And when I went to England for my higher studies to University of Birmingham, I found that this particular aspect of curiosity, critical thinking, ability to apply the knowledge which you possess, ability to find the very best possible solution rather than any solution which can be obtained, they were given a lot of importance. And I found that my teachers in Birmingham were not teaching from the books. They were rather teaching based on a dialogue and then taking you as deep as you want. Now, we need to change, in fact, this whole lot of system of education where classrooms should not be merely for teaching. They should be for interaction. They should have enough space for giving students an opportunity to learn what they want to learn, how they want to learn, and the job of the teacher should be to facilitate that learning rather than simply being a teacher. And this fundamental change, I think, now has become more important because the world of work requires today not merely those who know what is this and what is that, but people who are able to head on take the task of giving their very best to run the show for the industry, as well as create new knowledge and new technologies by which the industry creates a competitive edge both nationally as well as globally. And therefore, I think my advice to my fellow teachers around the country and to my fellow vice chancellors is that we have to change the teaching learning environment in the classroom. I was talking this morning to my grandchildren who are studying in America, and I was also talking to my grandchildren who are studying here in India. Luckily, I have two here and two there. And the children in America told me very clearly that our teaching in the classroom is not teaching, it is more learning, and it is project based learning.
Right.
It is a classroom where independent learning is promoted. It is a classroom where collaborative learning is promoted. It is a classroom where teacher is a support system and not just merely giving you whole reservoir of knowledge which you may have as a Wikipedia. So this is, and here in India, also those who are here, in fact, they are also trying to fill up this gap by a whole lot of learning which takes place outside the class, beyond the classrooms. Many of them are attending webinars, not only of the classes or the schools where they go, but also webinars which are there on the net at this time. So this is the way I think we have to go about. My own judgment is that India is killing young people at the moment by not giving them enough space to interact and to generate that vital curiosity, which should be the hallmark of learning. Our forefathers, of course, were very different. That's why they could create a lot of new knowledge and go deeper and even discover some of the fundamental aspects of knowledge which laid the foundation for mathematics, for foundation for science, foundation for living a happy life for 100 years, and foundation by which they could really create a happy and healthy and of course a highly prosperous society at that time.
Right.
So I think we have to reinvent now the context of education now that we are in a very different age today than yesterday.
Right. So, in connection with this, as you said, we have a very rich cultural heritage, especially in education. So, do you think we should learn and incorporate our Vedas into the present education system?
Yes, I think that it's very important for us to convince ourselves that we belong to an age-old civilization where learning and cultivation of knowledge has been given the highest priority as well as highest respect. In the Vedas, in the Tetri Upanishad, it is said that Vijnanam Deva Sarve Brahma Jeshtu Pashate, which means they have given to the science, they have given the highest level of respect. Vijnanam Deva Sarve. Vijnan is the Deva of all Devas, and Vijnanam Brahm, which means through the science and scientific curiosity, you are in a position to reach up to the level of Aham Brahmasmi. Now, this is as far as Vijnana is concerned. Even for the knowledge in Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly said, Shraddha Vana Lavate Jnanam. The Shraddha is the curiosity with which you go to your class, curiosity with which you turn the pages of your source of knowledge. Shraddha Vana Lavate Jnanam Tatpara Sayate Indriya. Tatparta is basically that intense desire, intense yearning, that you are so excited that you would not worry about your food, worry about your other interests. You will all be deeply engrossed with your learning. That is tatparta. And sanyate indriya means self-discipline, so that your mind, your body, and soul is where you are learning, rather than attending the classroom and thinking of a cinema hall or a mall or a party hosted by your student friend. So really speaking, Shraddhavan Lavate Jnanam Tatpara Sanyate Indriya Jnanam Lavdha Param Santi Acharena Adhigachati. That is the command of the Bhagavad Gita. So in our Vedic civilization, which in fact made India so famous throughout the world for its quest for knowledge and quest for learning, that highest level of attention has been given to cultivation of knowledge as well as cultivation of science and technology. And that is why no wonder that India was one of the most prosperous habitat on planet Mother Earth for several thousands, rather millions of the years. It is also true that because we have killed the curiosity to a great extent, that we are today suffering, and we are dependent on many of the foreign countries for import of technology and new know-how. But I think new India is being created, new hope is being generated, And therefore, it's a bigger responsibility on the shoulders of people like me, who are the Vice-Chancellor of one of the largest education group here, Amity Education Group in our university. We have made it very clear that we are in the business of imparting education that will create curiosity, that will create that intense desire to learn, and they would also understand the value and worth of learning. In turn, there would be enough space in our curriculum to allow them to try out what they have learned and design and develop new products and new systems, and in turn assess the value and worth of their knowledge, even go for patenting of their ideas. And the research of culture along with the research of intense education or deep learning has been embedded together in our Amity University system. So I think this needs to be done all along. We need to percolate research culture right to undergraduate level. Even at Delhi College of Engineering and Delhi Technological University, where I have spent 25 years of my life, I found that integration of research with education creates that curiosity, fills up that gap which otherwise remains if you remain confined only to the books of knowledge. And this is exactly the experience I had while working at IIT as a professor. I also found that IIT are different because we are not only just imparting the knowledge of the book, but going beyond the books of knowledge by taking our students along and engaging them into understanding of the frontiers of knowledge beyond what they are already sketched out in the Wikipedia or in the books of knowledge as they exist today. So in this context, I think we need to reinvent, reboot, and redesign our education system right from schools right up to the level of university. In fact, a whole lot of changes are required. Unfortunately, we have become too rigid a country. Here we say that you got to be a minimum of 17 years of age to enter a university. And the vice chancellors are allowed to relax it only by a few months, not more than a year. I've seen examples in my life where a boy in America, a brilliant one, could graduate at the age of 13, and that too with a gold medal. A girl can graduate with an engineering degree at the age of 13 with a gold medal, can get a degree from Oxford University, a PhD at the age of 19.
No,
Now, would you allow that? We need to understand that the world has gone much further in respect of cultivation of new knowledge, new technologies, and new know-how, because they have allowed the inspired mind to flourish rather than restricting them on the basis of number of years you have spent at school and so on. My own friend's son and daughter both received gold medal from their university at the time of graduation of their engineering degree at the age of 13, and went ahead to do a PhD by the time you would not finish your engineering degree here in India. So I think the time has come where India must recognize the value and worth of flexibility and allowing tremendous amount of space for students to learn what they want to learn and allow them to grow taller in their interest areas so that we are able to create the kind of aura which Mother India really wanted. If you don't have a single Nobel laureate in India in science and technology, the reason is very clear that we are too damn rigid to allow the talent to flourish. It's only when they go abroad that they become the Nobel laureate, and then we say that here is a Nobel laureate of Indian origin. That's not enough. I want to see India to allow its inspired minds of highly enthusiastic youngsters who are plenty in our country to manifest their creative and talented abilities for rising to the highest levels of citadel of fame in their various interest areas, including science, technology, and other professional subjects.
So let's hope for the best. Let's make, and I'm sure the wave will come soon, with a very flexible education system in India too, which have no barriers of like age and which more focuses upon critical thinking. Another burning issue what we have presently in our higher education is the placement, and we all know how the placements are being usually taking place. I'm not setting an example of any particular university here. We all know there is a few criteria for like you should have this percentage on that. They are not more focused on skills. So what's your opinion upon that? How we can be more skill set focused?
It may be good or bad for India, but India loves the brands. This is the problem. And we want branded clothing, branded goods, branded even students coming from branded institutions. So this attraction from brand, unfortunately, has been overdone in India. The time has come today where the industry is in India, and I'm sure abroad they have already learned that it's a age where capabilities matter. It's a age where competency matters. It's a age where your personal integrity matters. It's a age where your inspiration and inspired mind matters, because this is the century of mind. It is not the century of paper qualifications and the degrees which you purchased with, which are printed in golden letters. Nobody will look at them if you don't have the capability to use your knowledge to support the growth of industry in the directions which are along the visions of their founding fathers. And therefore, I think it's very important for recruiters today to focus their attention on those inspired minds who have tremendous amount of ability to work in their industry or corporate environment and contribute effectively to the growth along the directions of growth with quality and growth that will foster, in fact, the quality and relevance of the kind that creates competitive edge for the industry today. So I think industry should be looking today for innovative minds, for inspired minds, for people of capabilities. At the same time, people of the right attitude and character of the kind which has become so important. In digital age, no amount of falsehood can be allowed. In digital age, Satyamev Jayate becomes more relevant than ever before. In
Right.
digital age, no amount of wrongdoings can be permitted. Loyalty has suddenly become very important. A small mischief by an individual in an organization could kill the entire image of the organization. Nobody can afford such like all chanting, all dancing individuals coming with flashy degrees. We
Right.
require people strong commitment to the quality, to the relevance, to the growth of organization for the larger collective good of the humanity. And this can only happen provided there is a shift in our recruitment process. While degrees will remain important even in the years to come, but they would be seen along with the capabilities. I want to create a space in the recruitment domain where they look at your qualification. Sometimes they may find a fellow is having only 5.0 or 5.5 CGPA, but he is ultra brilliant. On the other hand, there may be another person who may have a CGPA of 10 out of 10, but not able to interact. And he is not at all interested in utilizing the wealth of knowledge which he has cultivated, then such like individuals have no meaning. In fact, I am a gold medalist myself, a double gold medalist. So I cannot undermine the importance of those who are high achievers at the college or school level, but at the same time, my gold medal must be seen along with my inspiration, along with my enthusiasm, along with my commitment to use the knowledge which I have cultivated for the organization which I wish to join. If I joined teaching, then it was absolutely essential for my recruiter to judge whether here is a man who is able to create many more gold medals by giving them the best of the knowledge he possesses, and even to take them beyond the limits of knowledge which are sketched out in the books. Whether here is an individual who will engage whole life in cultivation of new knowledge himself and inspires others to carry meaningful research. If they would have looked at it, they would select you correctly. I was looked at by my recruiter, by my honorable principal, right at that time, and he said, "Here you are a teacher in the making, and I will give you this job without applying." So I was appointed, in fact, lecturer in mechanical engineering in 1969 without even a formal application, because my employer, my honorable principal thought that here is a person who can be an outstanding teacher. So this is what I think the recruiter must be translated into our recruitment process by assessing the capabilities, the attitude, the inspiration, and the commitment of individual alongside with his personal integrity and professional morals which he has. And this change now I think is coming. But at the same time, I have an advice to the younger student community also. I find that what they are not realizing that they come to the university not just for getting a degree. They come to the university to 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 understand that they will the world of profession where knowledge will matter, where skills will matter, where attitude will matter, where their character will matter, where their capabilities will matter. And therefore, They should be utilizing their time in the university system to get the best of the knowledge which they can get from their teachers, enhance the limits of that knowledge by their own personal engagement in various projects, works, and case studies, and a whole lot of other avenues that are available. Develop a personality akin to positive attitude, and attitude by which you are in a position to give something to the society, rather than all the time crying that I should get this, I should get this, I've got a degree. You may have anything, but are you giving anything back to the society? Ultimately that matters. And I think that kind of spirit of giving need to be cultivated in our student community. At the same time, they are also to be told that you don't become rich overnight. Those who have become rich, they must have worked very hard throughout their life, and they must have been extremely devoted to the work activity which they were performing. So you have to learn this kind of attitude. And all this need to be cultivated during your 4 years of stay or 3 years of stay in the university. So university environment must be utilized for nurturing knowledge, capabilities, values, and also personality and your personal uh, traits, so that you go thereafter to the place of work and contribute to the
Right.
growth of humanity in that direction. So our forefathers were very conscious. In fact, I have several examples in the Vedas where a man who might have studied and got 100 out of 100 was denied a degree because his attitude was not right. His character was seen to be running short of the requirement of a degree. And that is why degree was not just based on the examinations of coursework, it was based on assessment of your character, conduct, as well as your values, alongside with knowledge. And there are ample examples in the literature whereby the degree was denied even to the person who has scored the highest marks in examination. Now, are we in a position to do that today? Is there any vice-chancellor in the country who will take courage to deny degree to someone
They are
on
not
the
in the
basis of character? So this is where we have gone wrong. So I think we need to now reinvent that my signing a degree is putting my hastakshar on a degree which the person will keep up to the end of his life or her life, and even after the death, the children will keep that my Dadaji went to such and such university. Therefore, I think the signature of the Vice-Chancellor on the degree are a testimony of not only the certification of knowledge and skills, but also certification of character and attitude. And this, if pursued earnestly in our university campuses, I'm pretty sure Mother India would be extremely happy. The Buddha will smile, and the God Almighty will bless each one of us associated with education.
I'm sure. It's a very thoughtful insights you've put upon the particular topic. I'm sure in the coming years, as obviously a few universities are still taking more precautions while their recruitment processes. So let's see and let's hope for the best with good recruitments of good people, just not the degree holders in the upcoming years. As you still again mentioned about the Vedas, we know in Vedas, in our ancient culture, the Guru Shishya Parampara, what we already has inherited from our culture. Guru is someone who is at the highest position for anybody, and is the most prestigious position. But we all know it's not truth in the current scenario. So yes, teachers are not, or I should say, people are not opting teaching as a career by their choice. So yes, ultimately we are lacking somewhere in the quality of teachers, the devotion the usually teachers used to have. So what's your take about it? How we can take this career to a different level?
Surely the career of teacher has gone several miles away or drifted several miles away from what our forefathers have really thought of. When I grew as a child, at that time, the teachers were the ones for whom the spirit of giving, the spirit of sacrifice was of the highest order. They would not worry about themselves. They would rather worry whether they can make an outstanding vice chancellor in Mr. P.V. Sharma. That was their concern. Their concern was, can they really create from their school, from their class, champions of the cause who would bring glory to Mother India. That was their concern. They were not worried about what salary they will get, whether they will get promoted, whether they will be giving incentives and whatnot. None of their concern. They will live a life of humility and humbleness, and with that simple life, they were giving the very best of the knowledge and mentoring students to rise to the highest level of enlightenment. Now, all this has changed over the years because as we came to the new age after independence, career became more important, and teachers also found that the better career prospects for the bright young student exist in the industry and in corporate, and that way many learned scholars from the graduation side drifted towards more towards corporate industry, leaving very teaching career. So this whole concept of Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, or I will go before my teacher before going before the God Almighty, all that has changed. If you don't have teachers who have the spirit of giving, who are learned and last word of the subject matter in their own right, or those who are spending every single breath of their life to nurture that goodness in the student community and taking everybody along, including the slowest learner in the classroom and raising it to the level of the highest level. Unless you have teachers of this kind, neither they are Guru, nor they are Brahma, nor they are Vishnu, nor they can ever become Lord Shiva. So I think the teaching community itself has to understand the importance of the teaching profession, in my opinion. Those inspired minds who have that intense desire to give back to the society, their ability to nurture new knowledge and cultivate and the inspired minds of the youngsters and take them to the new frontiers of knowledge, they should come to teaching. And those who want lucrative career, want to get a good house and good car and petty salary, let them go wherever they want. I don't want any teacher unless he is inspired by research and who loves teaching, who understand that he is here to give his very best to the student community. As a Vice-Chancellor in Amity University, in Amity University, not only me as Vice-Chancellor, but my founding fathers are also highly conscious that nobody should come to our university unless he is inspired to give his very best to the student community and take them along to visit not only the frontiers of knowledge as are sketched out in the book, but take them further, much further, by engaging in learning process together with his student community. In fact, we have been recruiting teachers who are inspired, who who are driven by research and inspired to teach. And if anyone is not driven by research, he's not a teacher as far as we are concerned. And with this, we have found that tremendous scholarship takes place within the university. That's why we have been able to file 1,300 patents in our Amity University. That's why we have been able to undertake a whole lot of research and development projects and publish thousands and thousands of research papers. In my own university, even during the COVID time, when we are all locked up in our residences, my teachers have contributed 35 high quality research papers, and the highest impact factor is 13. And likewise, something like 20 high profile patents have been filed. And we have also at the same time submitted not less than 50 funded projects and already got 5 of them worth 2.5 crore rupees. And these projects are all devoted to cultivation of new technologies and new translation.
Don't you think teachers are not so paid well? They are not having that reputed, what should I say? They are not having that reputation. They are not getting that respect from the society all across what they should get. That's why people don't want to get in this career as a teacher.
You know, my judgment is that good teachers are always respected very highly, no matter where they are, whether they are here or in any other country. But the bad teachers are not respected anywhere. And I think we need to have more and more good teachers.
Right.
In our schools, in our colleges, in our university. And so really speaking, I've been interacting with a whole lot of students throughout my life of 51 years of professional life. And I found that the students, they will remember good teacher throughout their life. Ask them even after 50 years of their graduation, they will remember the names and the complete profile of an individual. Even ask them what has he taught you, what has he given to you, they will narrate. But the bad teachers, nobody want to remember them. Right. Nobody want to utter their name on the tongue even. Right. I think the respect for teacher, in my opinion, is already there. In Vedas also, it has been said very clearly that only those teachers whose conduct and character is such that it should be emulated, must be taken seriously. So I think everywhere good teachers, I think, require. We need to now pray that all our teachers in the universities, where they will not fall from heaven, they are already here, and we need to inspire them so that they rise to the requirement of understanding that teaching profession is a highly valuable profession, because here you are creating future. You
Right.
are empowering young students to create a bright future that will benefit them and that will benefit you also as teachers and your community. And therefore, I think it's a great service to God Almighty, it's a great service to Mother Nature, and it's a great service to Mother India. And therefore, I think teachers must, in my opinion, have no regret whatsoever in joining teaching profession, rather remain excited. I, as a Vice-Chancellor, even at this age, I can say this with confidence and conviction that I'm at least 5 times more excited than my average teacher, so that I'm in a position to create a brighter future and cast my vision and create that collective vision, shared vision, take people along, remain as a center court throughout the day as well as in the evening, and drive the agenda of the university community.
Right.
So this is a level of enthusiasm, interest, and commitment. Once you have, I tell you, your student will love you, parents will respect you, and the whole society will be proud of you.
Nice, nice. I'm sure we will get so amazing teacher like you in the future also, sir. What do you think of EduVoice as an initiative?
You doing a great job. Let you be the crusaders of change, and let Edu voice impact the behavior of people as well as their love and attention and attraction for learning in the age where learning continues, not only throughout life but also beyond life. In
Thank you.
India, in India, when we go to the new life, we carry forward the learning of the previous life. So the learning continues not only to the last breath of life, but beyond life. And Edu Voice has every reason now to go to the youngsters as well as everybody in the society and attract them to create a better world by their capabilities of learning, applying the knowledge which they have, by their behavioral pattern, by their positive attitude, by the conviction they have to create a brighter future tomorrow, by their own efforts, by giving, by that spirit of giving to the society, by maintaining the neat and clean environment and working collectively as a global citizenship, global family. So I think Edu Voice has a great agenda. Let you be the crusaders of change in this respect.
Thank you so much.